You think people love you. They don't. They smile at your success. They celebrate your victories. They call you friend, but behind every handshake is a comparison. Behind every compliment is a question. Why them and not me? Machiavelli wrote, "Hatred is the only honest emotion humans have. This is not cynicism. This is survival." Love is a costume. Loyalty is a mask. Walk into any room where you've just achieved something remarkable. Watch the faces. Everyone congratulates you. Everyone seems genuinely happy for your success. But pay attention to what happens in the silence after the applause dies down. Every kind word you receive is a transaction. Every gesture of support is a calculated investment. People don't love you for who you are. They love what you represent. They love what they can gain from proximity to your power. When someone says, "I'm so proud of you," what they're really thinking is, "I wish that was me." When they offer help, they're positioning themselves near your light, hoping some of it reflects onto them. This isn't cruelty. This is human nature. Machiavelli understood that kindness without strategy is weakness. Generosity without calculation is foolishness. Every smile you see is a negotiation. Every friendship is a treaty that can be broken when the terms no longer favor the other party. The mask of love is beautiful. It's convincing. It feels real. But beneath it lies the cold machinery of self-interest. And once you see this machinery at work, you can never unsee it. Let's talk about what really happens when you succeed. You get promoted, you launch a successful business, you achieve something remarkable, and everyone around you claps their hands. They send congratulations. They tell you how much you deserve it. But here's what they're not saying. In their minds, a different conversation is happening. Why not me? What do they have that I don't? I worked just as hard. I've been here longer. They just got lucky. Your success is a mirror, and that mirror reflects back their failures, their missed opportunities, their unfulfilled potential. Every step you climb is a reminder of where they're standing, and they hate you for it. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you did something right. And doing something right in a world full of mediocrity is the greatest offense you can commit. Think about this carefully. When you were struggling, when you were failing, when you were at the bottom, people were kind to you. They offered help. They were sympathetic. They gave advice freely. Why? Because your failure made them feel superior. Your weakness made them feel strong. You weren't a threat. You were a charity case. And charity feels good. It costs nothing and returns social credit. But the moment you rise, the moment you no longer need their help, the moment you surpass them, watch how quickly sympathy turns to distance. Watch how quickly kindness turns to coldness. Watch how the helping hands disappear. Envy is the shadow that follows success. The higher you climb, the longer that shadow becomes. And in that shadow, hatred grows like weeds in darkness. Your achievement is their accusation. Your victory is their defeat. Your light is their reminder of darkness. This is the anatomy of envy, and it is unavoidable. Look at the names carved into history, the ones we remember, the ones who changed the world. Julius Caesar conquered Gaul, reformed Rome, built an empire, stabbed 23 times by men he called friends, men he trusted, men who smiled at him every day. Alexander the Great never lost a battle, built an empire spanning 3 continents by the age of 30, died alone, possibly poisoned, surrounded by generals who envied his legend. Jesus Christ preached love, healed the sick, fed the hungry, crucified by the very people he came to save, betrayed by one of his own disciples for 30 pieces of silver. Socrates, the wisest man in Athens, forced to drink poison by a democratic vote. His crime? Making people think too deeply about their own ignorance. Napoleon Bonaparte rose from nothing to emperor, conquered most of Europe, died in exile on a remote island, abandoned by the nation he built. Do you see the pattern? The great are never loved. They are feared. They are envied. They are remembered. But love, true, unconditional, honest love, that is reserved for the small, the harmless, the forgettable. Greatness is a crime against mediocrity. When you achieve something extraordinary, you put a mirror in front of everyone who didn't, and people don't forgive mirrors. History's heroes were not killed by strangers. They were destroyed by those closest to them, by friends, by allies, by people who smiled while sharpening the knife. Caesar didn't fear the barbarians at the gate. He feared Brutus at his side, and he was right to fear him. This is the price of significance. This is the tax levied on excellence. You can be powerful or you can be loved, but you cannot be both. Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." He wrote this not as advice, but as observation, as warning, as truth. Let's talk about the economics of human relationships. People don't invest in you because they love you. They invest because they expect returns. Every friendship is a portfolio. Every act of kindness is a loan with interest. When you are useful, you are surrounded. When you have power, you have friends. When you can provide value, people line up to associate with you. But watch what happens when the utility ends. You lose your job, you lose your money, you lose your status. Suddenly, the phone stops ringing. The invitations dry up. The people who swore loyalty vanish like smoke. Why? Because the economy of human connection is based on exchange, not emotion. People orbit power like planets orbit the Sunday. They stay as long as the gravity holds them. The moment the force weakens, they drift away. Gratitude has a half-life of about 3 days. Then it decays into expectation. Then entitlement. Then resentment. You help someone once, they're grateful. You help them twice, they expect it. You help them 3 times, they resent you for not helping more. This is not an exaggeration, this is pattern recognition. Marcus Aurelius understood this. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." He wasn't being pessimistic. He was being prepared. The economy of fear is different. Fear doesn't decay. Fear doesn't demand gratitude. Fear obeys regardless of emotion. When people fear you, they show up on time. When people fear you, they keep their word. When people fear you, they think twice before betraying you. Not because they love you, but because the cost of defiance is too high. Love says, "I feel connected to you." Fear says, "I understand the consequences." Love is a luxury. Fear is insurance. Self-interest is eternal. And once you understand this, you stop expecting loyalty and start commanding respect. Friendship is a survival strategy disguised as affection. Let me be clear. I'm not saying genuine connection doesn't exist. I'm saying it's far rarer than people pretend. Most of what we call friendship is strategic alliance. People befriend you because you offer something: status, connection, entertainment, validation, utility. Remove those things and watch how many friends remain. Think about your closest friends, the ones you trust, the ones you believe would be there no matter what. Now run this thought experiment. What if tomorrow you became wildly successful, wealthier than them, more famous than them, more powerful than them? Would they celebrate you, or would distance creep in? Would they still call as often? Would they still feel comfortable around you, or would subtle resentment poison the well? Now flip it. What if tomorrow you lost everything? Your money, your status, your health, your reputation. How many would still answer the phone? This isn't cynicism, this is mathematics. The equation of human connection is simple. Proximity equals value. When value decreases, proximity follows. Machiavelli wrote, "Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that one who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived." People maintain friendships when it serves them. They drop friendships when it costs them. This is not evil. This is efficiency. The dagger is never waved in sunlight. It's hidden beneath the cloak. The greatest betrayals don't announce themselves. They smile, they hug you, they tell you everything is fine, right until the moment they strike. Julius Caesar's last words weren't "I'm being stabbed." They were, "Et tu, Brute? Even you, Brutus?" The shock wasn't the violence, it was the source. the people he trusted most, the people closest to him. This is the lesson. Danger doesn't come from enemies. Enemies are honest, they show their teeth. You know where they stand. Danger comes from friends, from allies, from people you've helped, from people you've trusted, because they know your weaknesses, they know your patterns, they know where to cut. Strategic friendship is fine. Useful alliances are intelligent. But believing those alliances are unconditional love, that's how you get destroyed. Friendship is a mask. Sometimes it fits well, sometimes it serves both parties, but never mistake the mask for the face beneath. Power is fire. It warms you, but it burns the eyes of everyone watching. When you hold power, people submit to you. They follow your instructions. They respect your decisions. They defer to your authority. But do not mistake compliance for loyalty. Do not confuse obedience with admiration. They submit not because they respect you, but because they lack the strength to resist you. They obey not because they believe in you, but because the cost of disobedience is too high. And beneath that submission, resentment accumulates like poison in a well. Every order you give is a reminder of their lack of autonomy. Every success you achieve is evidence of their inadequacy. Every day they bow is a day their pride is wounded. And resentment, once planted, never dies. It waits. It grows in darkness. It feeds on silence. You think you're building loyalty through power. You're not. You're building a reservoir of hatred that will overflow the moment your grip weakens. History proves this repeatedly. Dictators who ruled through fear for decades toppled in days when the fear finally broke. Kings assassinated by their own guards. CEOs betrayed by their inner circle. Why? Because people will tolerate submission only as long as they must. The moment they sense weakness, the moment they detect vulnerability, they strike. Not because they're evil, but because you wounded their pride for too long. You made them feel small. You reminded them daily of their powerlessness. And humans never forgive that. Nietzsche wrote, "Beware that, when fighting monsters, you yourself do not become a monster. For when you gaze long into the abyss gazes also into you." Power corrupts the powerful, yes, but it also corrupts those who submit to power. It turns them bitter. It makes them dangerous. The poison of resentment doesn't announce itself. People smile. They comply. They say yes. But inside, the hatred grows. And when your back is turned, when your strength falters, when your attention wavers, that's when they move. This is not paranoia. This is pattern recognition. Every empire that fell not from external enemies, but from internal resentment. Every leader who was destroyed by those they ruled. Power without wisdom is a slow-acting suicide. You may command today, but resentment is patient. It waits for your weakest moment, and it never forgets. Machiavelli posed the question that defines human leadership. Is it better to be loved or feared? His answer? Fear. Not because fear is more pleasant, but because fear is more reliable. Love is fragile. Love is conditional. Love is emotional. And emotions are unstable. People love you when you make them feel good. They love you when you provide value. They love you when your presence serves their needs. But love breaks under pressure. When times get hard, love evaporates. When sacrifice is required, love hesitates. When conflict arises, love chooses sides based on convenience. Test this in your own life. Think of someone who once claimed to love you, a partner, a friend, a family member, and think about what happened when you truly needed them. When loving you became inconvenient, when supporting you came at a cost. How many passed that test? Love says, "I'll be there for you." Fear says, "I must be there for you." Love is optional. Fear is mandatory. When people fear you, they show up. When people fear you, they keep their promises. When people fear you, they think carefully before crossing you. Not because they want to, but because they understand consequences. Marcus Aurelius, despite being a philosopher emperor who valued virtue, understood this reality. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." But he also knew that being good without being strong is being a victim with better PR. Goodness without power is ignored. Kindness without strength is exploited. Love without fear is taken for granted. Men forget kindness. They forget the times you helped them. They forget the sacrifices you made. Memory is selective and self-serving, but they never forget strength. They never forget when you commanded a room. They never forget when you enforced boundaries. They never forget when you demonstrated power. This doesn't mean you should be cruel. Cruelty without purpose is waste. It means you should be strategic. Use love as a tool when it serves your purpose. Use fear as a foundation when security is required. But never depend on love for protection. Never rely on affection for loyalty. Love is dessert. Fear is foundation. Build your empire on fear. Enforce your rules with fear. Maintain your borders with fear. Then, if you choose, sprinkle love on top as decoration. But if you build on love, the moment the wind blows, everything collapses. Machiavelli wrote, "Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved." Safer, not better, not more pleasant, safer. And in the game of power, safety is everything. Hatred is the tax you pay for mattering. If no one hates you, you are nothing. You are invisible. You are irrelevant. Hatred is proof of impact. It's evidence that you've disturbed the status quo. It's confirmation that you've risen above the noise. Think about the most significant people in your life. The ones who truly changed things. The ones who refused to blend in. The ones who stood for something. How many of them were universally loved? Zero. Because significance comes with enemies. Influence comes with opposition. Power comes with hatred. You cannot change the world without angering the people who benefit from the world staying the same. You cannot rise without stepping over those who want to keep you down. You cannot shine without casting shadows that others must stand in. And people hate the shadows you force them into. If you are nothing, you are ignored. If you are something, you are despised. This is the formula. This is the equation. This is inescapable. The moment you become visible, you become a target. The moment you achieve something remarkable, you become a threat. The moment you stop being one of them and become something more, they turn on you. Not everyone, but enough. Enough to make you question yourself. Enough to make you doubt your path. Enough to make you wonder if it's worth it. And that's exactly what they want. They want you to shrink back down. They want you to return to mediocrity. They want you to stop reminding them of their own smallness. But here's what you must understand. Their hatred is not about you. It's about them. Your existence is a mirror, and mirrors show people what they don't want to see. Your success shows them their failure. Your discipline shows them their laziness. Your courage shows them their cowardice. And they hate mirrors. So they attack the mirror instead of changing what they see in the reflection. This is why significant people are lonely, not because they push people away, but because significance repels the insignificant. Oil and water don't mix. Excellence and mediocrity don't coexist comfortably. The higher you climb, the fewer people can breathe at your altitude. The deeper you think, the fewer people can follow your thoughts. The stronger you become, the more threatening your presence. And threatening presences are not loved. They are feared, they are respected, they are hated, but they are never ignored. Machiavelli understood this completely. He wrote, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him." Significant people attract two types, those who want to learn from their strength and those who want to tear them down for having it. The price of significance is isolation. The price of excellence is envy. The price of power is hatred. But the alternative is worse. The alternative is invisibility, being forgotten, being irrelevant, being comfortable but empty. Most people choose comfort. They choose to blend in. They choose to be liked rather than respected. They choose peace over purpose. And that's fine, for them. But if you're listening to this, you're not most people. You've tasted significance. You've felt the weight of your own potential. You've seen what you're capable of. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. So you pay the tax. You accept the hatred. You understand that being despised by the mediocre is better than being celebrated by them. Because their celebration means you've become small enough to fit their expectations. Their hatred means you've broken through the ceiling they accepted. Hatred is the price of significance, and significance is worth the price. Hatred is the tax you pay for mattering. If no one hates you, you are nothing. You are invisible. You are irrelevant. Hatred is proof of impact. It's evidence that you've disturbed the status quo. It's confirmation that you've risen above the noise. Think about the most significant people in your life. The ones who truly changed things. The ones who refused to blend in. The ones who stood for something. How many of them were universally loved? 0. Because significance comes with enemies. Influence comes with opposition. Power comes with hatred. You cannot change the world without angering the people who benefit from the world staying the same. You cannot rise without stepping over those who want to keep you down. You cannot shine without casting shadows that others must stand in. And people hate the shadows you force them into. If you are nothing, you are ignored. If you are something, you are despised. This is the formula. This is the equation. This is inescapable. The moment you become visible, you become a target. The moment you achieve something remarkable, you become a threat. The moment you stop being one of them and become something more, they turn on you. Not everyone, but enough. Enough to make you question yourself. Enough to make you doubt your path. Enough to make you wonder if it's worth it. And that's exactly what they want. They want you to shrink back down. They want you to return to mediocrity. They want you to stop reminding them of their own smallness. But here's what you must understand. Their hatred is not about you. It's about them. Your existence is a mirror, and mirrors show people what they don't want to see. Your success shows them their failure. Your discipline shows them their laziness. Your courage shows them their cowardice. And they hate mirrors, so they attack the mirror instead of changing what they see in the reflection. This is why significant people are lonely. Not because they push people away, but because significance repels the insignificant. Oil and water don't mix. Excellence and mediocrity don't coexist comfortably. The higher you climb, the fewer people can breathe at your altitude. The deeper you think, the fewer people can follow your thoughts. The stronger you become, the more threatening your presence. And threatening presences are not loved. They are feared, they are respected, they are hated, but they are never ignored. Machiavelli understood this completely. He wrote, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him." Significant people attract two types: those who want to learn from their strength, and those who want to tear them down for having it. The price of significance is isolation. The price of excellence is envy. The price of power is hatred. But the alternative is worse. The alternative is invisibility, being forgotten, being irrelevant, being comfortable but empty. Most people choose comfort. They choose to blend in. They choose to be liked rather than respected. They choose peace over purpose. And that's fine for them. But if you're listening to this, you're not most people. You've tasted significance. You've felt the weight of your own potential. You've seen what you're capable of. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. So you pay the tax. You accept the hatred. You understand that being despised by the mediocre is better than being celebrated by them, because their celebration means you've become small enough to fit their expectations. Their hatred means you've broken through the ceiling they accepted. Hatred is the price of significance, and significance is worth the price. Here's the hardest truth. You cannot avoid being hated. No matter what you do, no matter who you become, no matter how carefully you navigate, someone will hate you. Be kind, they'll call you weak. Be strong, they'll call you cruel. Be generous, they'll call you a show-off. Be private, they'll call you cold. Speak your truth, they'll hate your honesty. Stay silent, they'll hate your mystery. Success, they'll hate your luck. Failure, they'll hate your incompetence. Even silence will be hated because it reminds men of their noise. There is no safe position. There is no neutral ground. There is no way to exist without disturbing someone's reality. Your very existence is an opinion, and opinions create opposition. Jesus preached love and was crucified. Buddha preached peace and was rejected. Socrates preached wisdom and was poisoned. Gandhi preached non-violence and was assassinated. Even the best humans who ever lived, who dedicated their lives to helping others, who sacrificed everything for the greater good, were hated, were killed, were destroyed by the very people they tried to save. If they couldn't escape hatred, what makes you think you can? The inevitability of hatred is liberating once you accept it. Because if you're going to be hated anyway, you might as well be hated for who you actually are, rather than for who you're pretending to be. If criticism is guaranteed, you might as well earn it through authenticity rather than through performance. If enemies are inevitable, you might as well make them while standing for something, rather than while standing for nothing. The question is not, how do I avoid being hated? The question is, what am I willing to be hated for? Are you willing to be hated for your truth, for your standards, for your boundaries, for your ambitions? Or are you going to spend your life trying to be likable, only to discover that even that gets hated? People pleasers are despised just as much as tyrants, maybe more, because at least tyrants are honest about their nature. People pleasers are liars. They pretend to be selfless while desperately seeking approval, and everyone can sense that dishonesty. Machiavelli wrote, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, because it belongs to everybody to see you, to few to come in touch with you." Perception is reality in human relationships, and perception is always distorted by the viewer's own insecurities, biases, and agendas. You cannot control how people see you. You can only control who you actually are. So be someone worth hating. Be someone whose hatred means something. Be someone whose enemies are evidence of your refusal to compromise. The inevitability of hatred is not a curse. It's a filter. It separates those who matter from those who don't. It reveals who has the strength to stand by you despite opposition, and who only stood near you for comfort. Hatred clarifies. It burns away the pretenders. It exposes the fair-weather friends. It shows you who you can actually count on when everything is on fire. And that knowledge is more valuable than all the shallow love in the world. So what do you do with this knowledge? You stop chasing love. You stop trying to be liked. You stop bending yourself into shapes that please others. You learn to live in the hatred. You learn to survive in the fire. You master the art of being despised and still moving forward. Hatred is proof that you matter. Hatred is evidence that you've made an impact. Hatred is confirmation that you're doing something worth opposing. And if you're going to be hated anyway, you might as well be hated for something real. Don't chase love, command fear, master hate. Use love strategically when it serves your purpose. Use fear structurally when building power. Use hatred diagnostically to understand who you've threatened. The people who love you will leave when convenience ends. The people who fear you will stay as long as your power holds. The people who hate you will never forget you. So build something worth remembering. Create something worth opposing. Become someone worth hating. Because in the end, love fades. Love is temporary. Love is weather dependent. Love changes with the seasons of life. But fear obeys. Fear is consistent. Fear is reliable. Fear keeps people in line even when affection has died. And hatred remembers. Hatred is permanent. Hatred is evidence carved in stone that you existed, that you mattered, that you changed the game. Machiavelli's final law is this: better to be a lion for a day than a sheep for a lifetime. Better to be hated and remembered than loved and forgotten. Better to stand alone in truth than kneel together in lies. The world doesn't need more people trying to be liked. The world has enough cowards, enough pleasers, enough performers. The world needs people who can withstand hatred and still do what must be done. People who can face envy and still rise. People who can survive betrayal and still trust their own judgment. That's power, that's strength, that's significance. Not love, not approval, not validation from people who wouldn't defend you if the cost got too high. Hatred is the fire that forges greatness. And if you can't stand the heat, you'll never become the weapon. In the end, love fades, admiration wavers, but fear obeys, and hatred remembers. This is Machiavelli's final law, not because the world is cruel, but because the world is honest in its cruelty. Stop seeking love, start commanding presence. Stop avoiding hatred, start earning it through truth. The greatest humans who ever lived were not the most loved. They were the most hated and the most remembered. Now you know why.